Hi again, everyone. Gary Digit Williams here on the Boxing on Beltway Podcast Network. And the Boxing on Beltway Podcast Network can be heard on Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. We're on Google Podcasts. We're on Spotify, Castbox. We're also on TuneIn and on the Boxing on the Beltway pages on YouTube. And we're back on my Twitter page, which is Digital25, and also on the Facebook Boxing on the Beltway Podcast page as well. We had a couple difficulties with that. We just figured it out, so we are now back on those pages. So, interesting weekend, an interesting week for Beltway Boxing this week. We had what many people have called a scintillating win. That's the words they're using, scintillating win for one of our Beltway boxers, who I really do believe at some point in the very near future will be a pound-for-pound listing. Coming up soon. We hope that's the case. It should be the case after what he did this past weekend. Other Beltway boxers won this past weekend, and we're going to talk about that as well. And we're going to preview the July schedule, which is not as extensive as the last 2 months have been, but this schedule this week, this month coming up July, focuses on really the young talent in our business in the area. So that's what's going to happen coming up here. So we're going to talk about that this weekend on our podcast. Boxing on the Beltway Podcast Network brought to you by Real Time Pain Relief. From boxers to ballerinas for shoulder pain and muscle strain, everything in between, Boxing Along the Beltway recommends Real Time Pain Relief, the natural, plant-based, safe, fast, and effective ointment. Go to freepainoffer.com, buy $10 worth of Real Time Pain Relief. You get a free $10 tube of Real Time Pain Relief, the official pain relief of Big George Foreman, two-time world heavyweight champion. So try his knockout formula for Real Time Pain Relief. Rub it on. The pain is gone in real time. Well, of course, the big story this week has been the 11th round TKO victory by Gervonta Tank Davis out of Baltimore, Maryland, winning his third world championship in his third world, I should say his world championship in a third weight class. He's done an outstanding situation there. He knocked out Mario El Azteca Barrios of San Antonio, Texas, in the 11th round in front of a sellout crowd at the State Farm Arena. Had 16,570 people there and a Showtime pay-per-view audience, and Tank Davis won the WBA super lightweight title. Again, just a great performance. And what Tank has shown in the last few bouts he's had is that his ability to hit with either hand. I mean, the way he knocked down Barrios during the course of this bout, he did it with both hands. And in a lot of the bouts he's had as of late, they've been late knockouts. I mean, he had a tough late knockout, 12th round knockout, I think it was, against Yuriorkis Gamboa, and also the 11th round TKO here against Mario Barrios. Now, he started slowly in the first few rounds. He didn't land very, very many punches at all, but by the 5th round, he picked up the pace, and Barrios simply could not keep up. I mean, it was interesting. Barrios fought well, no question about it. He fought a great fight, and he stayed in the contest as much as possible. But Davis just put it up to another level, and when he did, Barrios couldn't do it, couldn't keep up with him. In the 8th round, Davis knocked down Barrios twice. Now, he did it first with a sweeping right hook, and then he came back with a straight left hand. And it was the first time that Barrios, who came in undefeated as well, would be knocked down in his career. Davis would finish the job in the 11th round, dropping Barrios with a left uppercut to the body, then following up with a barrage of punches that would force referee Thomas Taylor to stop the bout at 2 minutes and 13 seconds of the 11th round. Again, a tremendous contest. Davis is now 25-0, 24 KOs. He moved up 2 weight classes to win his third world title in his third weight division. And Barrios loses for the first time. He's now 26-1, 17 KOs. And much to his credit, much to his fans' credit, when he went back to San Antonio, Texas, where he's from, Barrios got a hero's welcome. That's great to see. I've seen some footage of that. It was a wonderful situation, and he deserved it. He fought well. No, don't question about it. He fought a great fight, but Davis is really a cut above right now. I believe so. And I believe he will be the first pound-for-pound boxer in the Ring magazine since Mark Too Sharp Johnson. I think he will be that. There's a lot of talk about who Tank will fight next. And a lot of that talk is saying, actually Mayweather started the talk, and I don't know if he should have done it in this manner in all honesty, but he said that basically he's going to fight only PBC fighters. Now, yeah, I understand that situation, and it does possibly lead to a bout with Gary Russell Jr. down the road. But right now he seems to be, I won't say avoiding, but it doesn't seem like people like Teofimo Lopez, Vasyl Lomachenko, Devin Haney, Josh Taylor. I don't think these guys seem to be on Davis's radar right now, which is in a way kind of sad because, you know, he fought. I mean, he fights very, very well, and definitely the bright lights. He loves the bright lights. I mean, I said the same about Jared Hurd for a while, but Davis loves the spotlight. He looks like he's so comfortable in that. I mean, he finished off the fight after the Barrios win. He did a backflip from the top rope. I'm sure you've seen that, and he loves it. He revels in the spotlight. Again, Showtime pay-per-view, second straight Showtime pay-per-view he has done. He is headlined, and he is just reveled in that. And I don't see why he would not revel in fighting the likes of Teofimo Lopez, Vasyl Lomachenko. Now, again, that does leave an opening right now for him to fight Gary Russell Jr., WBC featherweight champion. We'll see if that happens. I don't know. Davis said he doesn't think he's going to stay at 140. So if he and if Gary Russell Jr. goes up 2 weight classes to fight Tank at 135, I mean, I think that'll be a great fight. And a fight that should only happen in the Beltway. So we'll see. So that big win for Gervonta Davis. Once again, he's now 25-0, 24 knockouts. And he's knocked out some pretty good people along the way. So we'll see what happens down the road. Now, a host of Beltway boxers were in action all over this country this past weekend, and most of the locals, they were successful in their competitive endeavors. Now, on the undercard of Davis and Barrios at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia, super lightweight Stacy Selby out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland, he scored a third-round TKO over William Parra Smith of Anchorage, Alaska. Selby would knock down Smith in the third round, and Smith would beat referee Jerry Cantu's count, but he couldn't continue. Selby now 3-0, 3 KOs. I remember him when he was an amateur, solid amateur. And Smith falls to 3-7-1 with 3 KOs. So again, 2 good wins on the big card with Davis, Gervonta Davis and Mario Barrios. Now, the Virgin Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada, welterweight Cecil McCullough of Randallstown, Maryland, he lost an 8-round unanimous decision to undefeated contender Giovanni Gallo de Oro Santillan of San Diego, California. Now, McCullough, as he usually is, he was very, very tough. But Santillan was really in control of the bout. He won by scores of 80-72, 79-73, and 78-74. McCullough falls to 23-5 with 10 KOs, while Santillan is at 27-0 with 15 KOs. On Sunday, June 27th, at the Minneapolis Armory in Minneapolis, Minnesota, super middleweight Alantez Sliza Fox. He stopped Manny Shake 'em Up Woods of St. Petersburg, Florida, in the 7th round. This bout was televised on FS1. By the way, Cecil McCullough's bout was on ESPN Plus. That's right. Now, this was not an easy win for Fox because, Fox being as tall as he is, he has a height advantage over basically everybody he fights. Well, in this case, the height advantage was kind of a detriment to Fox at some point because Woods made Fox mix frequently with ducking, bobbing, weaving. He got real small, so Fox had a tough time hitting him. But to Fox's credit, and that's what I love about both Alantez and Michael Fox, they are very patient fighters. And the patience that Fox showed paid him dividends because he finally landed a hard right hand that stunned Woods in the 7th round. And then Gary Mizawa stopped the contest at 111 of the 7th round. Fox is now 28-2-1, 13 KOs. Woods dropped to 17-12-1, 6 KOs. So another solid win for Alantez Sliza Fox. He still keeps himself relevant within the super middleweight division. Meanwhile, on the same card, Capitol Heights, Maryland super welterweight Trayvon Sniper Marshall. He's the one that's trained by Andrew Council over at the Triple Threat Gym in Atlanta, Maryland. He won a 4-round unanimous decision over Ruben Torres of Sacramento, California. Now, both men threw hard shots throughout the contest. However, late in the third round, Marshall dropped Torres, who would beat the count. Marshall will go on to win the bout by shutout 40-35 on all three judges' cards. He's now 2-0, 1 KO. Torres is now 4-2 with 1 KO. So good win for Beltway Boxers over the last weekend. Now, before we get to our schedule, had a couple of results come in late to me this past week. This still plays back on the weekend of Saturday, June 19th. A couple of Beltway Boxers won by knockout at Jameel Shrine Temple in Columbia, South Carolina. Atlanta, Maryland light heavyweight Aaron the Wolf Thorne III. He remained undefeated by stopping the debuting Jared Baines of Wilson, North Carolina. Time to knock out 2:36 of the first round. Thorne is now 4-0 with 3 KOs. Meanwhile, Oxon Hill, Maryland welterweight Akeem Action Jackson, he needed just 21 seconds to knock out Jaterez Lewis of Wilson, North Carolina. Jackson raised his record to 5-2, 5 KOs with his last 4 knockouts, all coming in the first round. Lewis is now 0-4. He has yet to get out of the first round. So, good wins for both Aaron Thorne and Akeem Jackson. They're trained by Tony Hamilton at TAC Promotions, and they're doing a good job. And again, they're fighting a lot of boxers from Wilson, North Carolina. So, quite frankly, we know they're good fighters. We just don't know how good right now. And we just got to really kind of wonder how good these guys are. We'll see what happens down the road. Now let's take a look at the July schedule. Now, this month's schedule will be a little different in the sense that there are not any major bouts, so to speak. There's not championship bouts on this schedule. However, this particular month, the young boxers, the young lions here in the Beltway are going to be showcased for the most part. And that should be very interesting. So we'll see as we continue. So let's start on Saturday, July 10th. This is at a location known as 1500 Grand Central Avenue. Now, I think that's the name of the location. I don't think it's the address of the location, but it's the name of the location in Vienna, West Virginia. 3 locals are slated to be on this card. Baltimore, Maryland super welterweight Bazooka Joe Veazey. He'll be in a 4-round contest against Leonidas Folks of Winchester, Virginia, by way of Baltimore, Maryland. Veazey's 3-0 with 2 KOs. He's making his second trip to 1500 Grand Central Avenue. On April 24th, he scored a second-round TKO over Nelson Lopez. Folks is a native of Baltimore. He's 2-2. He'll try to bounce back from a first-round TKO loss to Victor Williams on April 24th in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Now, the card will also mark the pro debut of a guy I've been looking forward to seeing as a pro for quite some time. This guy, I think he's going to be a very good pro. Don't know if he's going to be a great pro because once he gets up into the major parts, he does kind of falter. But when I say you understand what I say, what I mean when I say that. But the pro debut of Baltimore heavyweight Malik Titus. I like him. I really do. He's coming up against an opponent to be determined. And through the Golden Gloves, the regional Golden Gloves here in the Beltway, he's done an outstanding job. I know he's won at least 3 or 4 regional Golden Glove championships. And when he gets to the final, gets to the nationals, he does decently. He has not won a national championship, but he's come, close to that. But he has done an outstanding job as an amateur. So this is a good step for him to be a pro. And looking forward to seeing his progress. So Malik Titus makes his pro debut on this card at the 1500 Grand Central Avenue, Vienna, West Virginia. And also on the card will be Baltimore super middleweight Terrell Boyd. He's also looking for an opponent. Boyd made his pro debut at 1500 Grand Central Avenue. He scored a first-round TKO over Jonathan Cooper on April the 24th. And we got a number of boxers on a number of cards who fought on that card at 1500 Grand Central Avenue. So we'll talk about that a little bit as we go along. Now, on Friday, July 16th, at the Buckhead Fight Club in Atlanta, Georgia, the Rockman brothers, the 2 sons of former world heavyweight champion, undisputed world heavyweight champion, Hasim the Rock Rockman, they're both looking for adversaries on this card. Heavyweight Hasim Gold-Blooded Rockman Jr., he's 11-0, 5 KOs. He just fought on June 4th, and he won a 6-round majority decision over Mario Rodriguez Suarez. That was in Matamoros, Mexico. So Hasim Rahman Jr., gold-blooded, sangre de oro, as I said, also on BoxRec. He is going to be on this card, along with his brother, super welterweight Sharif C3 Rahman. He's 4-0, 3 KOs. And he last fought on February 6th in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and scored a third-round TKO over Vladimir Jacinto. That was at the 2300 Arena. And both Rahman bouts are scheduled for 6 rounds. So the Rahman brothers, Hasim and Sharif, they will be at the Buckhead Fight Club in Atlanta, Georgia on Friday, July 16th. Then on Saturday, July 17th, this will be at the KO Addiction Boxing and Fitness Center in Plant City, Florida. Belcamp, Maryland, middleweight, Linwood, Mr. Composure Dozier, who is not a young lion by any stretch of imagination, a true veteran in the fight game. He'll be in a 6-round contest against Fabian A. Lopez Nieves of Caguas, Puerto Rico. Dozier's 10-26-3 with 5 KOs. He'll be trying to break a 15-bout winless streak. He's 0-14-1 in his last 15 bouts. Dozier lost by second-round TKO to Keontae Irving on April 24th at the 1500 Grand Central Avenue in Vienna, West Virginia. Lopez Nieves is 3-0, all 3 of his wins by KO. He comes off a first-round TKO over Christopher Lovat. That's on May 14th in Biloxi, Mississippi. So that'll be on Saturday, July 17th at the KO Addiction Boxing and Fitness Center in Plant City, Florida. Then on Saturday, July 17th, somewhere in South Carolina, 2 locals scheduled for this card. Undefeated Dundalk, Maryland lightweight, the educated boxer Dorian Bostic. He'll be in a 6-round contest against opponent to be determined. Bostic 7-0, all 7 of his wins by knockout. He did knock out Wegner Ortega in the second round on May 1st in San Antonio de Palmito, Colombia. All right, so that's on Saturday, July 17th. Also looking for an opponent on this card, the Ox Hill, Maryland middleweight Ian Dancer Coakley. He's scheduled for a 4-round encounter. Coakley 3-0, 1 KO, last fought on June 12th. Knocked out Isaac Jonathan Coronado Galvan in Agua Prieta, Mexico. Also scheduled for the card, we don't have their opponent, but the Bell twins, Justin and Jason, who are living now in Greenville, North Carolina, they'll be on this card as well on Saturday, July 17th, somewhere in South Carolina. Also on Saturday, July 17th, this will be at the AT&T Stadium in San Antonio, Texas. Richmond, Virginia middleweight, the chosen one, Emmanuel Alim. He returns to action in a bout against undefeated Almacar Petty Vidal of Coachella, California, by way of Montevideo, Uruguay. Alim is 18-2-2, 11 KOs. He's not fought since December of 2019. He lost a 10-round majority decision to Ronald Ellis. That was in Brooklyn, New York. Interesting fight there. Alim, I thought may have at least gotten a draw out of that, but he lost the majority decision. Vidal is 12-0, 11 KOs. He last fought on November 14th, won it by second-round TKO over Edward Jeremy Ortiz in Los Angeles, California. So that'll be on Saturday, July 17th, AT&T Stadium, San Antonio, Texas. I believe that's a Charlo card, I believe. One of the Charlo twins will be headlining that card. Emmanuel Alim battles Almacar Vidal in a bout. They didn't say how long the bout was scheduled for, so we'll see what happens there. Now, on Friday, July 23rd, at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland cruiserweight Muhsin Kaysan, who is the younger brother of Hasim Rahman Sr., he'll be in the 4-round bout against the opponent to be determined. Kaysan is 7-0, 4 KOs. He last competed on December 12th, winning by second-round TKO over Curtis Head in Jonesboro, Georgia. Also in that card, Silver Spring, Maryland super lightweight Diamercy Elephant Enzau. He'll be in a 4-round contest against Raekwon Butler of Brooklyn, New York. Enzau is a native of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. His record is 11-14-1, 8 KOs. He'll be looking to break a 10-bout losing streak against that includes a 3rd-round TKO loss to Shenard Bunch back on January 16th in Chester, Pennsylvania. Butler's 2-0, 2 KOs, scored second-round TKO wins in both of his bouts. And then on Saturday, July 24th, at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Norfolk, Virginia lightweight Nick Sullivan. He'll be in a 4-round bout against Nathan Benachil of Puebla, Mexico, by way of France. Now, Sullivan, 3-0, 1 KO, was 2-time regional Golden Gloves boxer of the year, a boxer of the tournament, both in the regional Golden Gloves last couple of years. He won a 4-round unanimous decision over Gabriel Chacon in his last bout on June 11th in Orlando, Florida. Bennett Chow, 2-5, 2 KOs. He won his first 2 bouts, but has lost all of his next 5. So that'll be on Saturday, July 24th, also at the 2300 Arena. Back-to-back cards there. Musin Kaysen and Mercy Enzao on the 23rd of July on Friday. And on Saturday, July 24th, be Nick Sullivan. And then the big amateur show of the month will, of course, be the Olympic boxing tournament. That'll be held in Tokyo, Japan, starting on July 24th, going through August the 8th. And two Beltway boxers will be competing in the Olympic boxing tournament. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. Alexander, Virginia boxers Keyshawn Davis and Troy Isley. They'll be trying to become the first Olympic medalist from the Beltway since Clarence Vincent won a bronze medal in 2000 in Sydney. And they'll try to be the first gold medalist, I believe, since Andrew Maynard won a gold medal at the 1988 Games in Seoul, Korea. So that is the schedule coming up this month, and should be interesting to see what goes coming up this coming month. Should be interesting to see what goes on there. Again, the young lions primarily are being showcased this month, and it'll be a lot of fun to see, no question about that. And that will do it for another edition of Beltway Boxing News and Notes on the Boxing on Beltway Podcast Network. Once again, the Boxing on Beltway Podcast Network brought to you by Real Time Pain Relief. Go to freepainoffer.com, buy $10 worth of Real Time Pain Relief. You get a free $10 tube of Real Time Pain Relief. The pain relief now endorsed by 2-time world heavyweight champion Big George Foreman. So try his knockout formula for Real Time Pain Relief. Rub it on. The pain is gone in real time. I'm Gary Digital Williams, short podcast this week, and we hope you enjoyed it, and hope you'll come back again, and we'll kind of recap what's been going on in the Beltway boxing scene. Maybe some stuff going on in D.C., Maryland. We'll find out hopefully next time. Until then, thanks for joining us, and always remember to keep supporting the best boxing in the world, the boxing along the Beltway. Thanks for listening. Take care.
Oh, beautiful right hand by Darryl Coley.